broadcasting from the Blanchistan Centre. This is Phoenix FM.
This is 92.5 Phoenix FM, community radio for Dublin 15.
Hey everybody, it's JB Jeremy Borash, and you are listening to Darryl O'Connor on the...
Folks, we are live. Not on Phoenix FM yet. We will be. That's because we're recording this and going out live Saturday, the 28th of June, 2025. Of course, this will be on Phoenix 92.5 FM the following Tuesday, but it's very rare we get to do this because when WWE do shows, TNA do shows, AEW do shows, it's usually at like 1 a.m. They finish at 4 a.m. So, we would have to tape at 5, and we're all too old for that. We're not doing that. Maybe 10 years ago.
If I'm awake at 5 a.m., I'm incoherent.
Maybe 10 years ago, I would a bit more open to it. 15 years ago, definitely would have more open to it, but not now. So we took the opportunity. We haven't actually been able to do a show for a while. So we are taking the opportunity here as well. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you're checking us out on Twitch or on YouTube, do leave your comments. We can see them here. And this is your first time checking out, please do like, share, subscribe. Let us know what you thought of WWE Night of Champions. My name is Darryl O'Connor. I'm joined by the one, the only Mr. 1-0, Martin Hardy. Martin, welcome back to the show, sir. How are you doing?
It's great. It feels like I've been away a lifetime. Took 3 weeks off there, away from, not just away from work, away from reality to do the Camino.
Mm-hmm.
So it's brilliant getting back into the swing of things. And we're here. We're living in the future. Skype is gone. We're now on Discord.
Yes.
And to add to that momentous occasion, we actually have an even more momentous occasion at the moment, where right now, me and you both agree on Cody Rhodes, who I have particular issue with this week, but also, even more surprising, I'm joining you in your enthusiasm for Triple H this week. I am a big Triple H stan this week.
Everyone should be a Triple H stan every week.
Well, normally I'm not, but this week I have been absolutely loving the CM Punk humiliation tour that he's been making him take part in, and it's giving me a wee soft spot for old Hunter.
Look, I have so I guess we'll start there. So look, there's a lot of controversy around this. I didn't do a video on it because I knew we were going to do this, so I was just like, I'll just wait and see. But like, I think what gets lost in the shuffle here. So obviously CM Punk did a rant a couple of years ago about the Saudi Arabia shows. Obviously this show came from Saudi Arabia, from Riyadh. And yeah, look, let's not read the tweet out because it is for radio. I don't want to edit that. But you can find it online. It's very colourful. But I will say,
if you're a wrestling fan, you don't need to find it on. You know exactly.
You know what it is. You know what it is. But look, I will say that Punk's entire run in the WWE, from day one, I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make money. You know, so there's that side of it, right? But then there's a couple of more aspects. This is John Cena being a heel, right? He's purposely baiting out Punk, you know, to make him break his values, which he did. Punk isn't really a face. He's just kind of CM Punk in this. And I actually got into this with one of the Simpsons wrestling Facebook pages where I said
Or-
something like, "Yeah, I know,
a double fandom.
yeah, it never goes well."
Hey, that was a perfectly normal conversation.
No, it really wasn't. So I just stopped what I was doing. I went to go see Megan 2 instead. So I was like, I'm not dealing with this. So yeah, basically I was like, look, I don't know what you're missing about this. Like, Punk already broke his values several times, for different reasons. I'm never leaving wrestling. Leaves wrestling. I'm never coming back to wrestling. Signs with AEW. You know, I'm never going back to WWE. Goes back to like. Here's the thing. It's CM Punk, right? Wrestling isn't real. It's the man likes money, and I mean, I don't blame him, but at the same time, like, he's working everybody. Like, that's the thing, you know. For the longest, and I'm a huge CM Punk fan, right? I mean, like, legitimately, I bought his hockey jersey there like 2 days ago. So they can't make me hate him, right? But this is what he does. Like, one of my friends, she's like, you know, oh, CM Punk, he'll always break your heart. I'm like, no, only if you let him. So if you're aware of what he does, it's fine, right? And you cheer him and he's great. But I don't know why people want, like, a moral destruction from somebody who very clearly said, I'm here just to make money. It's like when Kevin Nash in the NWO was like, you know, he said the same line, I have loads of friends, I'm here to make money. And that's an interesting thing that's got lost in the shuffle. And also, there is the other side of it. Hold on, I'll let you in 1 second. There is the other side of the coin where he wasn't in wrestling when he made that tweet. He probably missed being in wrestling. And there probably was a tiny bit of jealousy, if not a lot of jealousy at the time. So that's my kind of take on it.
Was he not in AEW when he made that?
It could have been, or it was just before AEW. I know the 2-night extravaganza quote, which did actually bite me in the ass, was in AEW. But at the same time, this one, if it was in AEW, it was like very early days. But I think it was just before AEW. I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments below. But yeah, that's my take on it, Martin. What do you think on this? Like, because look, that's the most objective I can be as a CM Punk fan. But like, it didn't shock me at all that he was there. I was just like, yeah, this is what he does. You know, it is what it is. It's CM Punk.
Yeah, I mean, you're kind of bulletproof in that regard because you, to be fair, you have always from the start been a punk, like an unabashed Punk fan.
Yeah,
but fully aware of what he is.
You have to be. Listen, honestly, you have to be, and that's the problem. I mean, Martin, my heart goes out to you because you, even with the all out thing, with the brawl out thing, I was like, no, this is real. He goes, no,
yeah,
it's not. I'm telling you, it's not. It's.
I mean, we've been over this a few times.
Yeah,
talked about this, but
yeah.
I was watching watching the All Out post show, being like, "Oh, this is amazing! It's setting up so many feuds and like, oh,
this is like, no, he's burning the whole company now.
No, he's just a jackass."
But see, I mean, I have some friends who know Punk personally, right? When you're in the comic scene in Ireland, it's very small. And he goes to comic book shops. So, I mean, you know, and apparently he is the nicest guy in the world. And I have heard that. But apparently when he finishes with you, that's it, right? So that's why it didn't shock me that happened. But, I mean, there's the whole phrase when people tell you who they are, believe them. And, like, it's in his team music. It's in his team music. He says it a lot. And then, you know, this whole WWE run, it's to settle scores and to build a legacy. It's just kind of unfortunate that Twitter exists.
Okay. My take is that I'm kind of the same as you, but on the opposite end of it. Like I had long ago been aware that Punk is not who he's been claiming, or not who he claimed to be in his kind of like his WWE run. I think that's maybe where a lot of the kind of disbelief or the, you know, fans who are like mad to defend him, I think that's where that comes from.
Yeah,
people who were raped into the original WWE run and really bought the whole voice of the voiceless thing, and
You see,
and all that.
again, this is why, like, it's not real. He was playing a character, you know.
Well, yeah, but like, I mean, you're not supposed to let us know that.
No, that's true.
Suppose.
That is true. But like at the same time, when he did the voice of the voices thing, it is great, and that promo is one of the best promos of all time. Also, really, really funny that they actually do now cut out Vince McMahon, and it just has this awkward ass edit instead of Vince McMahon. Yeah, and he did it tonight, and I was like, okay, that's pretty funny. But like 2 years.
Look, let me ask you about this though,
Sure.
because it's just it only came into my mind there when you talked about them editing stuff out. Apparently, Punk's John Cena cosplay promo from SmackDown the other night, they've edited it like heavily. As a Punk fan, what did you make of it?
So here's the weird take on it, right? Like, I mean, Punk doing it was pretty terrible, but at the same time, right? I really, really like that song, Tugonomics, right? And I'll always pop for it. So remember when Bray was against Cena at WrestleMania, and he did the flashback where he did Tugonomics? I just popped immediately because I think that song is actually like legit. Like the first like half of it's actually really good, and then it's kind of cringy. So just to hear it, I was like, oh, that's actually really kind of cool. I do wish they just gave that to Cena as his current theme music, because it would make way more sense. But Punk doing it, it was cute. It was weird, very weird. I know who actually, the agent who did it was Bobby Roode, so it was a cool idea. It was one of the coolest things to see. Definitely looks a lot better in a video package, just like The Undertaker's career, as we have proven on this show several times. So tonight it actually looked kind of cool, the visual of having all that archive footage, having the redos of them stealing each other's stuff. So it worked for what they were trying to do. But at the time, yeah, a bit weird. Punk should have shaved. That was my big takeaway from that one. It looked weird.
I don't think any amount of shaving could have saved that.
Someone called. There was a pretty good Simpsons meme, and I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty good. It was like, who's that guy? Is that Vince Russo? They're like, no, that's Pug. He was quite a looker back in the early 2000s, because he did kind of look like Vince Russo a little bit. And I was just like, yeah, no, so he definitely should have shaved that beard, and he would have looked probably more like Cena. But look, I give them top marks for trying it. The execution was a bit bad, but it worked for what they wanted it to do. And look, again, I pop for it because that music is badass.
All I could say about it is that you're a very good friend of mine, and I know you're a huge fan of Punk. So
yeah, but I also live in the real world. It wasn't good.
I don't tend to rub it in or anything, but as a certified Punk hater, I gotta say this has been a pretty great week for me.
I will have to say it was pretty funny when they were running through his accolades, and they should have put in still real world champion, like in little small brackets. But they did.
Oh yeah,
they should have done that.
Here,
they should have done that.
That's why. So Dara, while I was on the Camino, had sent me a clip of from the previous week, the kind of the John Cena pipe bomb response or whatever.
Now that actually was quite good, to be fair. Did you not like it? Okay, go on. I don't know your thoughts on it. Go on. I'll let you talk. Sorry.
Yeah. So there's a couple of things about it. It's kind of a wee bit like you were saying earlier. I like the idea. I think it could have been really good, but there was a couple of things scuppered it. Punk lying there for 10 minutes was just stupid.
Yeah, well, that was, to be fair, that was stupid in the original pipe bomb too, to be fair.
Yeah.
Cena was down for ages, and he just got put through a table.
Exactly. Yeah, like do something really vicious, or I simply cannot get past the Slim Jim tables. It just
okay, fair, I'll give you that.
It pulls me out of the whole thing.
Actually, it's funny you mention that, because today I was watching I came home after training today, and the news was on, and there was rugby on. You know, from the I don't know what it was. I don't watch rugby,
But middle class.
yeah, some game was on. Right, that's the best I can do. I went to college with loads of rugby people. I have no desire. I personally despise the game, but it was in Australia, and the field, the pitch, is covered in sponsors, right? And they're not like, tastefully done. It's like this massive yellow logo for a very famous.
Oh
No,
yeah,
no,
I get where you're going.
No, what I'm saying is it looks terrible. It looks
but
it's
here's-
so bad. Go on. I just wanted to bring it up.
No, and it's fair enough point, because you could bring it up, for example, in relation to New Japan. Like, New Japan just splashes them all over the thing. That's not the issue I have with it. The issue I have with it is that it makes the whole thing look phony, because the tables are not meant to be there to be used as wrestling tables. Like the kayfabe of it is that all the stuff under the ring is like stuff that the ring crew needs. And if you pull something out from under the ring and hit someone with it, like that's not what it was there for. Like you're misusing it, like it's a foreign weapon or whatever. So when they brand the tables, it makes it so obvious that the tables are there to be used as wrestling tables. It just adds a whole level of contrivance to the thing that just
Why would
pulls me out of it.
But why would there be tables under the ring anyway?
I don't know, like for whatever ring crew stuff. See the point is,
You
to think about it like this. It's supposed to be whenever they put. Here's what it is. Whenever they take out a table and slam someone through it, it's supposed to be a transgression, right? You can't have a transgression that's sponsored. Then it's not a transgression.
No, that's fair. That's fair. But I'm saying
It's the difference between sponsors in the ring. I don't like them just because I don't think it makes it look nice. But I get it. Like most major sports do it. It's the difference between that and the honey barbecue Mountain Dew
blackout match.
blackout match.
Yeah. No, look, I'll be honest
No,
with you. Look, I do think it's just an acclimatization kind of thing. Like when I first,
Yeah, but I do want to become acclimatized to this, because again, I'm sorry to be using the same word again, but pulling stuff out from under the ring that you're not supposed to be using, it's supposed to be a transgression. Like I don't want to get acclimatized to it where that's normal.
No, I hear you, but at the same time, like, if they are using weapons, like they're going to be there, and you have to get them from somewhere. So they make I don't particularly like it. I did appreciate tonight that the only real sponsor they had was, Riyadh, and it was just in the middle of the ring, and that actually looked really.
They don't need sponsors when they're getting
Yeah, but
100 million from Riyadh.
but it looked really nice. That's the thing. It was actually kind of tasteful, and like I'm of the opinion that like too many sponsors, it does look real bad. But again, you kind of get acclimatized to it. Like I'm a big hockey fan, and when you go and see some hockey teams play, their shirts are just covered in sponsors, right?
No,
And it does look great, but
But
I think it's just
like
sport.
this is the thing for me. For me, it's not the tables specifically are an issue, because it's not about the aesthetics. It's you're getting into the taking me out of the suspension of disbelief that you need.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
But
Like, you know,
look,
you know what used
we've
to do.
gone-
You know what used to do it for me all the time with that, and you're gonna think it's really funny, but when they'd pull the ring mat up, or sorry, when they pull the apron up, and it would have like a cooler with Gatorade in it. Don't know why. Anytime I saw that cooler, I was like, it just pulled me out of it. I'm like, wait, there's stuff underneath there. How was someone? Because this is when like Undertaker and stuff would hide underneath the ring, and then later on, like Randy Orton and Edge would hide under the ring, and you're like, wait, No, someone checks the ring, right?
Oh, yes. Oh, I know what you mean now, yeah. So there's stuff under there for the people who are hiding for the next 3 hours.
Exactly. And you're like, what are you doing? You know? So it's just, yeah, I hear you. It's kind of like you see too much behind the curtain. And
But
yeah,
I'll tell you what.
go on.
I could have forgiven all that, and I genuinely would have had the same level of enthusiasm you'd had if it had just kind of taken the bull by the horns, like gone for broke with it.
Mhm.
Cena going, oh, hey, Claudio, hey, but no, he needed to go, hey, Hangman, hey, Bucks, and then bang, that's amazing, that's insane, that's a break the internet promo. But it was the fact that they went right to the very edge of like what would have been great, and then lost the nerve and pulled back.
Mhm.
I think that's what lost it for me.
No, that's
No.
fair. So look, moving on to a little bit of tonight's show specifically, right? We'll
Yeah.
get back to Punk and Cena because there's a lot to talk about, good and bad, mostly bad, but there was a lot of good there too. This show overall, while these shows have gotten better, because historically these Riyadh shows are pretty bad. Like Crown Jewel, what's the first 1 and 2? They're really weird. They're like WrestleMania booked by an insane person.
Enormous house shows.
Yeah, but like it's just a weird kind of setup. This, like in recent years, they seem more normal. And this is like kind of like,
Yeah,
you know,
I'd agree with that. This one definitely. Now I have to jump the gun on the reviewer end, but for me personally, it wasn't good. But at very least, this one seemed more like a pay-per-view, like an actual
show with
rather than a huge, like just a big flashy house show for Saudi Arabia.
And I think this was a test as well. This is a test so they can do this, because like those other shows, even the Greatest Royal Rumble and stuff, they don't mean anything. They're not, in the grand scheme of things, you know, even if big stuff happens, you're like, yeah, okay, whatever. You know, it doesn't really matter.
Your man sliding under the ring.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, but
amazing.
Like Goldberg winning the title against Bray Wyatt, which is still one of the worst decisions in wrestling history, period. You know, stuff like that. Yeah, but it didn't really matter, you know. I think having this show on, like a Night of Champions, they're like, right, how will this work if we just do a show? And I think that's important because next year the Royal Rumble is going to be from there. So they really kind of had to test, right, well, if we don't do all this mad stuff, still book some big stars, but give you a show, like an actual WWE show. And that's what this was. This was a low-tier WWE pay-per-view, right? How will that fly? Seemed to have flown quite well. The stadium was absolutely packed. Set out SmackDown, the highest gate they've done ever, I think, on SmackDown. That's what I read yesterday. So, I mean, look, massive success all across the board. From an in-ring standpoint, very boring. Very, very boring. What do you think about this, Mern?
Oh, like, look, there's no denying the enthusiasm of the crowd. Like, obviously it was a huge, like, financial success for them. That's that's great. I mean, me and you've had this conversation a million times. That's fantastic. It means nothing to me. I don't get any of that money. So I don't care if your gate was 10 million. It means
Yeah,
nothing
but the
to me.
difference is, like, they are a company. They have to make money. You know, if there's no...
Yeah, they are, but like they're bragging to me, going, "Oh, this was the biggest gate." I was like, I don't care.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. But like,
It's nothing to me. I'm a fan, so start the show.
The aesthetics of it are quite good as well. But I think we just really fell down for me.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, it did look, and even the Netflix kind of setup was quite good as well.
Yeah, the set, the entranceway,
Yeah.
like genuinely did have a huge kind of like Arabian prince vibe, like so much gold, like just almost an overwhelming amount of gold.
But
Yeah, look,
you know what?
phenomenal.
Sorry, a point you hit the nail on the head in more ways than one. But having a real set makes so much difference.
Oh, it's
Honestly,
one thing
honestly.
I would absolutely, because like people look back at the likes of the Attitude Era and that. I think a lot of the time with rose tinted glasses, a lot of
Yeah.
it was great, a lot of it was dreadful.
The moments
think-
were great. The actual night to night, match to match was terrible. Those moments were real, and they're great.
Yeah,
And I think that's how you look at that.
phenomenal. Like, we watched them. We covered did a wee short run of like what was it, 1998 Raws, and like it's just,
Oh, it's great.
Buzz.
Great one. Oh, you're
Buzz.
flying through it. Yeah.
and we're doing the review. It's so weird because if anyone listens back to those reviews, like we do the reviews, we're like, oh, this match was terrible, this match was dreadful, this match was awful. The show was fantastic. The whole thing was great. It's there's such an energy to it.
Yeah.
Um,
And tonight, I will have to say, like outside of the ring, it did have an energy to it, right? There was definitely a vibe. What brought this down for me, and I I think we're on the same page with this. Once it kind of got in the ring, there was no real kind of match, with the exception of the last two, where I was like, okay, I even care. Like once I saw Sami Zayn, I was like, oh my God, please leave. But that doesn't matter when I see Sami Zayn. If I saw him walking across the street, I'd be like, oh my God, please leave. I hate Sami Zayn almost as much as Cody, but not as much. So
here, look, while we're on this, just so I don't forget, I need to go into my Cody's shtick.
Yeah, no, we're getting there. We're getting there. So I was going to say, so like Karrion Kross as well, he's the project that failed. So like,
yeah, kind of nothing.
But the midpoint, this is what I'm saying, the midpoint of the show is Sami Zayn, who I don't care about. A lot of people love him, and that's great. Karrion Kross, who people don't care about. So Cole,
I like Sami Zayn, not personally, I don't know him, but I like him as a person. Like I've listened to different. He did a great interview with the Blind Boy on his podcast.
Yeah, see, but here's the thing: I'm a fan. I want to see him do something in the ring. I don't care what he does outside.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's very much like see what you were saying about like the TKO thing. That's I've yet to see Sami Zayn do anything to earn him being there. Honestly, no, in Ring of Honor, NXT, yeah, for sure. In WWE main roster, he's boring as hell. His music's terrible. Don't like Sami Zayn. As a wrestler, as a person, I'm sure it's great, but I'm a fan.
It's so funny you say that because I was sitting watching it earlier with and not with Hannah. Hannah was on the couch and she was reading or whatever. But she was asking me who that is, and I was saying that's Sami Zayn. And the only thing she said back was, his music is terrible. It sounds like Hanson's Mbop.
Yeah, no, literally. And I'll be honest with you, it's like when he comes out, they're like, oh my God, what are you doing? And it's just, there's no, as the kids say, there's no aura. He just lame. And yeah, Hannah hit the nail on the head. And again, like, he can do all this other stuff and he can be the nicest guy in the world, but you know, he needs to show it. And it's like Karrion Kross is the same. Karrion Kross is super cool. Like, I dig his vibe, but as soon as that bell rings, it's just nothing. I don't even dig his vibe. Do you know what he reminds me of? Like those guys from the 80s who looked huge and imposing and impressive, but for whatever reason, it just, once they got in the ring, it was just meh. Barbarian, Warlord. Exactly.
Those guys.
That's what it's like.
Exactly. Yeah.
But
That's exactly what it reminds me of.
That can work, right? That can work, but there has to be.
I think he needs a stable or something. He needs.
No, it goes to the babyface. The babyface has to be engaging enough to be threatened by him. And because Karrion Kross kind of is a bit of a joke, now look, he has Scarlett with him again, which is great because, I mean, she's kind of carrying most of that, but it's just a dud.
She's carrying.
Yeah. But yeah, the midpoint of the show wasn't great. Like Fatu and Sikoa in there, it's okay. It was a decent match, but again, it was very dry, you know. So I think,
I mean, just for the to do like an overall run match wise,
Mhm.
nothing the whole night.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. There was
like
there was
Boot
nothing.
was the highlight.
There was nothing that held this show together from end to end. It was just kind of, it collapsed in on itself. It opened with Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton, which again I just completely just detached from immediately. So there was nothing holding me there, and then it just, every time I'd go back and watch it, I was just like, oh, okay. So it wasn't until the last two matches where I actually locked in to see Jade Gargano and the Punk Cena match. So look, we'll go from start to finish. Hold on, we have
There's only 6 matches, so we might as well.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so let's go. Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton for the King of the Ring tournament final. Cool that they did King of the Ring again. I wish it was his own pay-per-view, but whatever. Cody won. And nobody cares.
Hard agree. Like King of the Ring, Night of WWE King of the Ring, Night of Champions, that has a bit of a ring of the old WWE WrestleMania backlash to it.
Yeah, it does. It does. It's
triple name thing. Listen, King of the Ring could be amazing. Like, look at the C2, look at the J1. Like, people, if you make a tournament seem important, people will invest in it and people will like it. King of the Ring could 100% be its own thing. The problem is that you win King of the Ring, and this has been an issue with King of the Ring from day one. And this is me saying that, like a massive Bret Hart fan, and like Bret Hart won the first one. You win. You're supposed to win this like real tough wrestling tournament against the best of the best, and then you get this daft crown. Like, there has never been an iteration of the King of the Ring crown that doesn't look stupid.
Sheamus is
like
one.
Sheamus's one kind of suited him, but Sheamus's one kind of suited him because he was a heel. So the King of the Ring thing works either if you're being like an obnoxious heel, you know, look at my stupid crown and I'm wearing it because I'm a heel, or you're a comedy babyface.
Right.
Like, if you're like a legit, you know, someone they're pushing, and the King of the Ring is a kind of a poison chalice. Cody at least had the sense, and I'm gonna get ripping into him soon, but at least he had the sense when he won it not to put it on his head. He just held it up like a trophy or a belt or whatever. He knew at least not to try and put it on because you look like an idiot.
Yeah, but he always looks like an idiot. So that's, I mean, it doesn't.
Well, he has his own sort of bejeweled crown on his head with his bleached hair.
No, like he wears the goofy ring suits and the white belt and stuff. I mean, you're not going to look more stupid with a crown, you know. But I just, here's the issue I have with this. Other than my vehemently hatred of Cody, I mean that's obvious. Long time. Actually, anyone who knows me knows I hate Cody Rhodes. To be fair, anyone who talks to me for 5 minutes about wrestling will know I hate Cody Rhodes.
Talk to you 5 minutes about anything because you'll find a way to wedge it in there.
You know, not even a lie.
I'm going to be at Dara's wedding, and it's going to be for richer or poor, sickness and health, in profound love and in deep unending hatred of Cody Rhodes.
That's totally fair. You know, I think the issue I had with this, the way they did King of the Ring this year, it needs to build someone new, right? Randy Orton nor Cody Rhodes needed this.
No.
It's Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. Like, I mean, you know, it's just so goofy. I don't understand. Like, look, people who are in it, right? Braun Breaker obviously has its own thing. Dominic, Penta, Aleister Black would have been a great show for it. LA Knight, again, still.
Any of them.
Any of them. They are much better names because they need the rub. Rusev, Sheamus, they need it, right?
And
Cody Rhodes
is a step up for them. Cody just spent a year and whatever, or 2 years. How long was he champion?
Too long.
whatever long it was, he just spent that long as the
About a year.
unified
It was about a year, yeah.
undisputed Universal Champion or whatever.
Mhm.
Like, the King of the Ring's a step down for him.
Yeah, exactly.
It's two steps down for him.
It's below like the IC title, or
It legitimately is. Like, it
Yeah.
means nothing.
yeah. And I get that maybe they want to bring him back up as get him hot for I hope not SummerSlam. I will be so angry.
Well, it's locked in, isn't it? It's him and Cena now at SummerSlam.
I know. You've no idea how angry I'll be if he wins.
You're going to SummerSlam,
I'm
aren't
going
you?
to SummerSlam, yeah.
Oh,
I know. I really just. But at the same time, like, I'm staying beside SummerSlam, so
you need to stop. You need to stop going to WWE.
you know what?
Is it-
I was actually thinking this every time I go.
Cody Rhodes headline stuff.
The headlines. So I'm just kind of like, you know what? That was the exact. Once I heard about it, I was like, I'm gonna stop going to these shows because he just keeps headlining them and keeps winning, and I'm like, no, I'm not doing this.
That's why I'm not getting you a ticket for Forbidden Door. Because if I
Oh dear,
ticket for Forbidden Door, Cody Rhodes will show up.
You know what? I wouldn't be shocked at this point. But yeah, no, it is locked in. John Cena and Cody Rhodes. The thing about it is like I don't see Cody winning. He doesn't have.
Oh no, definitely.
He doesn't have any kind of reason to win.
No, and this is the problem with John Cena's kind of like final farewell run. Like, he's obviously not losing the title till the end.
No, and
He's not losing the belt in the middle of it. you
yeah,
know?
it's too goofy. It's like when people are like, "Oh, Punk's gonna win," and I'm like, "No, he won't. It will be a screwy finish."
Yeah.
That was always the way it was gonna be. And the fact that some people were like, "Oh, Punk should have won," it's like, have you watched wrestling for 5 minutes? It's I don't like Cody winning at WrestleMania. While it didn't make sense, there was a push, so it could have made sense. I still do maintain, and history has shown it out, that Reigns and Rock would have made more money. It would have been better overall. But look, it is what it is. At the same time, money and fan base is what WWE is all about. And there isn't like a push for Cody to win the belt. People like John Cena. Shocker.
Here,
But like
what the cheers he's getting.
Oh, it's crazy.
Um,
He was cheered more tonight than Punk was. I mean, for obvious reasons, but at the same time, even with people who, let's say in the States or in Europe, everybody likes heel Cena because it's like, yeah, you're not wrong. Everything you're saying is totally
everybody
justified.
likes it because it's like, oh damn, the one thing we were screaming at you for 20 years, you finally did.
Yeah, and it's given like an extra edge to it. And with Cody, it's like he just seems like a goon. It's like, oh, hey, I'm going to challenge. It's like, okay, why? You lost last time. The match was real bad. How is it going to be different this time? And and I'm going to criticize Triple H here, and I don't like to do this, but I don't see how this benefits anyone long term. There's no the stories they have at the moment, and tonight, obviously, again, look, it's a 1-match card. Punk and Cena, they had a pretty good match. It wasn't a great match by any stretch of imagination, but Cena is very slow. So they did what they could. Descended into
Punk's not as snappy as he used to be either.
No, well, I mean,
He was never that snappy to begin with.
that elbow drop was kind of scary. I'm not going to lie. When he didn't tuck his leg in properly, I was like, oh, that's how your hip pops out. But, he was fine. It ascended into an overbooked mess. We thought we were going to get a cash in. I'm not going to lie. That was a cool moment because I was like, okay, you haven't actually done a cash in at one of these shows yet. That would have been cool. It didn't.
There was two cool moments. And I'll give you that. The cash in was actually not the cash in, but the
fake out.
potential. Yeah, the fake out. That's pretty cool. I think the highlight of the show for me was the referee coming running down and John Cena just cleaning him out.
That was good.
Just no kayfabe,
No.
no selling. No, he just launched that fella.
He you know what? He was. I'm not going to say this, and I know what I'm going to say. He gored that man. That was a gore.
And fair play. He's a really well known referee. I can't remember his name. But
Jared
fair play to
Robinson,
him, 'cause
Little Nate.
he exactly, yes, little Mitch. He took that bump like a champ.
Oh man,
and
it was
he
some bump.
he
It really
got
was.
launched. And it wasn't in the ring, it was like
No.
outside the ring. And he absolutely, like, say whatever you like about Cena, he's still a very large, very strong man.
Yeah.
And if you're just a normal person, like, he would fire you across the room.
Listen,
So
Little Nate, whatever he got paid, they're probably going to double it because
I hope so.
he's going to feel that tomorrow for sure.
To be honest with you, that was the highlight of the show for me.
You know, I would agree. I would agree. Those two moments and kind of look, it was an overbook mess, but the way they did it, it actually was very satisfying and very interesting. The criticism I had with it, right? Did he only have 2 referees?
Yeah, and the referee only come down whenever you wave your hand.
Yeah, like every other time that a ref bump has happened, they just come out immediately. And I'm like, wait, no, this is silly. This is very silly. Referees don't do this. They're supposed to run out immediately. It would have been funny to have Vince McMahon walk out, to be fair, because that's kind of felt like what was going to happen. It really did. It felt like a Vince McMahon moment was coming, you know. I'm not a fan of these overbooked finishes.
It has been this is
They've done them too much. They've done them too much.
4 years.
Like, okay,
So
you know where they lost me? You know where they lost me completely, right?
Where?
Do you want to guess?
If
One
I'm being
moment.
cynical,
No, it's
If I'm
not.
being
No, for
cynical.
real. One moment.
I'd say Seth hitting Punk with the
No.
the-
That made sense. No. Penta walking out. That was silly, goofy nonsense. It's like, okay, look, I know he had, from a storyline perspective, I get it, but why? Why would he want? That's so dumb.
Yeah.
That's so
In fact,
dumb.
Here's an issue I have with all wrestling, and this particularly goes to AEW,
Right.
because I hate that they do this. If someone is like unexpectedly, like, their friend's been beaten down and they're like, oh no, I gotta stop this. They're passionately running out to the ring. They are not stopping to tell the guy to cue up their music.
Yeah.
Stop playing their goddamn music. Whenever someone is like running in, like an interference or whatever, or like a rescue, stop playing their music. I get that, like, the crowd needs that's your signal to pop, but it's another one of those little things that takes me out of my suspension of disbelief and makes the whole thing seem so contrived.
It can
No.
work. It can work. I mean, when Undertaker did it, when Seth did it at WrestleMania, that kind of made sense because it was the psychological aspect. When Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso came out, it was like, lads, come on, you don't need the same music played twice.
It's like anything. There's ways to do it. Like, obviously, Stone Cold's music hitting when he came back, to lay out Triple H and whoever else with the chair. Was that during the Mankind match? Was it, or
Yeah, it was
whenever it was. But even within the kayfabe, that kind of made sense because Stone Cold will be there going, play my music.
Yeah,
like because he's not like an impassioned friend who sees his buddy being hurt and just says, God damn, I gotta help, and goes tearing down to the ring. He was like, even in the kayfabe, he was like waiting for his moment, going, I'm gonna scare the bejesus out of these bitches.
Yeah, that's exactly it. That's exactly
So
what
there is
that,
you can
psychological
do it. You
aspect
can
of
do
it.
100%. You can do the interference with the music, but not when it's like a panicked dash to save.
But also,
Something you care about.
what I agree 100%. What I was calling out here specifically alongside that is it's Penta.
Yeah.
Why would Penta come out to help Punk? Or sorry, like he was actually going out to fight. Like, Cena was being attacked by Bronson Reed and Breaker, right? And I get it. I'm just like, why are you even involved in this? Why? It doesn't concern you. And then Sami Zayn comes out. Don't get me wrong, the spot was cool where Penta jumped off the stage. That actually was like pretty awesome, and there were some cool spots outside.
Yeah,
But
that was-
just like, you know, this was like a setup for a build towards obviously Saturday night main event, and then going into SummerSlam, where a lot of these are going to pay off. So this really was kind of like a payoff pack show to build towards that. I get that, I understand it, but watching it as a show, it's very goofy. It's very lazy. It's overbooked to hell, and I mean, it wasn't bad. From like I didn't sit there going, "Oh, terrible." When it finished, I was just like, "Oh, okay."
But are you around to the final match or to the show as a whole?
Well, the show as a whole, I mean, it really is a one match card. Like to be fair, right? So I'm talking about after the main event. Once the main event finished, I wasn't like that was the worst thing ever, because there was a lot there. To like, again, man, if we had paid for this, if this had been at like 1 a.m. and we're talking now at 6 a.m., I'd probably be very different with my opinions.
You rage.
I would be very upset, or if I had went to the show, probably would have been very upset too, right? But at the same time, it looked great. Everyone looks like they had a good time. The matches were okay. The main event had some cool spots where I was like, oh, I did not think you were going to do that. That's an interesting way. But when it was all said and done, and it's weird to feel this now, many years later, it still feels like Cena wins, lol. And I'm like, even as a heel, I still hate that is the way. But again, I like seeing this heel turn so far. It just sucks because he beat Punk, so obviously I'm a little bit biased there. But it was the rerun of the feud that I didn't know I didn't want. And I think that's the important thing. I didn't really want Punk and Cena like this. I don't think anyone really did. I thought their interaction at Elimination Chamber was a lot better.
Very strange.
Very strange.
It's very strange to have it at like a Saudi show. Like look, I'm not a fan.
This should have been SummerSlam, to be fair.
This is what I mean. This is what I'm saying. I'm not a fan of WWE, and I don't like either Cena or Punk. Actually, I quite like Cena as an actor. Peacemaker.
Me too.
I haven't seen it.
Yes.
Phenomenal.
By the way, Cena as an actor is a totally different.
Actually does. Say actually John Cena as an actor. It's very funny.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of him as an actor. As a wrestler, not so much.
I
Yeah.
really don't like him. I really don't like Punk. Genuinely,
No,
generally,
Listen,
I don't like WWE.
listen.
But
Punk broke your heart, and that's okay. He'll loop back around. It happens. For anyone listening who has never experienced the CM Punk cycle, you'll get over it in about 4 years. Just give it some time. Honestly, that's how long it takes. It'll be fine. You'll be okay.
so I can't remember the point I was trying to make there. I wasn't being a hater. I was lining up all the things I don't like to say that there was something I did like, but I can't remember what it was now. Oh yes, but So I'm not a fan of WWE. I don't like Cena or Punk, but my God, that Cena Punk main event world title, that's mania. That's at
money.
the very least SummerSlam.
It's proper money, yeah.
And the fact that they put it in the middle of, like, not even towards the end, the middle of Cena's retirement tour, you knew he wasn't winning.
Yeah, you
And
knew
the
he
fact
wasn't
that it was
winning.
on a bloody Saudi B show, you knew he wasn't.
Well,
winning.
here's the thing, right? I mean, what I can say to save this, maybe, if Cody Rhodes wins, this whole thing would have been for nothing, in my opinion, right?
You can't.
Right.
Like, can you imagine?
I can, and I really don't want to. But at the same time, what they have the opportunity here is put someone over. Like, as we said, there's guys in that King of the Ring tournament that did actually need it, right? And I just don't know. I mean, we're used to WWE style of booking. This isn't WWE style of booking, right? At least with Vince, we kind of knew what was going on. This is a weird thing that WWE are doing, and I don't really understand it myself. Because there isn't that groundswell towards Cody anymore. The only guy in the company that has the groundswell, there's 3 guys: Seth Rollins, and that's diminishing by the day. So WWE, fix that. Punk and Cena. That's your company. That's your company. That's who they have. So who do you build? I mean, like Cody Rhodes, they gave him the belt for a year, and it was pretty bad.
You know what they're going to do? They're going to miss the boat on Breaker.
That's my
They're
concern
pushing-
too.
They've been pushing him as this like unstoppable thing, but he has to then do something with that.
Yeah.
You know? Like if he keeps being this unstoppable, like his whole image of being like this unstoppable like runaway train is based on the fact that he keeps interfering in matches, not on the fact that he's winning them. Like if he's winning them, why isn't he going for titles? Why isn't he like the smart thing to do, like you were saying, would either been to have him win King of the Ring or have someone like him beat Cena.
What could happen here is at SummerSlam we could have a cash in, right? And you could have, but how I would do it, I don't like doing fancy booking, but if you were going to get that kind of thing, you get a betrayal from Seth Rollins, where Breaker cashes in, takes the briefcase for himself. I mean,
But even then, like,
that's how you get around it.
Yeah, but the problem with that is then that like Breaker's whole thing isn't that he's like a wily veteran or he's a force of nature.
Mhm.
He shouldn't need to cheat or be crafty, or he should be going out there and just murdering lads. And
Yeah, look, for want of
he should be getting he should be getting the Goldberg treatment.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how it works out in a couple of days.
BCW Goldberg.
Just see how it works in a couple of days.
WCW Goldberg.
You know what it is?
Uh,
All right, you have the wrestler's monkey paw, right? On this show, where you're like, I want an ECW show run by ECW people. And you get, Hardcore Justice. Oh, they should book him like Goldberg. So such. Oh, man, it's too funny.
WWE. Oh, God.
Okay, yeah, but folks, thank you so much for joining us on this show. Again, leave your comments below.
Wait. I'll be very quick. I'll be as quick as I can, but because I need to get this off my chest, because if I don't, I'm going to be
Oh, go for it.
tossed. All right. Cody, what the name of God are you doing? So during the week, Cody did this interview with some big sports channel in front of one of the arenas they're wrestling in, and one of these big US sports channels interviewed him, and they were like, "Oh, you must love being a good guy." And Cody was like, "Oh yeah, I kind of like being a good guy, but I think maybe in the next year or two, I might turn heel. I've been talking to The Rock, I've been talking to Triple H about it, and I'm like, Mother of God, man, like I know kayfabe's dead, but don't like smack me in the face with its corpse. Like, maintain some kind of like character here. Don't." I was stunned. Like, he might as well have stood there. It's like he might as well have stood there and said, "Oh, the whole thing's fake." Like, we all know it is, but you would never sit and watch, a Star Wars film or Star Trek film, and then in the middle of it, Han Solo would like look down the camera and go, "You're so stupid, you moron. You think this silly space stuff is real? You're such a prick." And then go back to the film. Like, that would never happen.
But-
Just
But I
baffled
will
me.
say the only company to ever actually do that, other than WCW for a little bit, was AEW, when they had your woman say all the matches are predetermined.
Oh, well, that was they did not. Let me say, they did not have your woman say that. Your woman said that.
I know, but that
was
that.
yeah,
At least Cody didn't do that on the show.
But that was but that's what I mean. That was a non-wrestling person who said something really stupid. Cody Rhodes was a not world champion, but he's been wrestling his whole life. He should know better than to stand in an interview and talk about, I'm thinking about turning heel in the future. But like, I don't know, it's another one of those things. Like the Slim Jim table takes me out of it altogether.
All I'll say to you is, all I'll say to you is, when I hear stuff like that happens with modern wrestlers, right? It takes me back to what The Undertaker used to say about missing the old days. You know what? He wasn't wrong.
No, but
Haven't
Having old days.
I know. Look, I mean, Taker wasn't wrong. Having. What did he say? You have to have your gun in your back.
Oh, no, we're not going. We're not going full Taker. All right.
No, it's just
Our lives will be watchable in their own right. They won't require heavy editing and background music.
That's fair.
So,
Fair.
so one that really annoyed me. I don't even like WWE, but that really annoyed me as like a business wide thing, like as an industry wide thing. I was like, just you're calling your fans stupid is what you're doing when you're doing that. And then he did it again on this show when he
What?
came out after. He did it on this show after he won King of the Ring. Came out and they did some interview with him, and
See, that's your mistake.
they were like,
You don't watch those. You just turn it off.
you see, that's I knew you didn't even, or if you did watch the Cody show, you just went into like a kind of a the Cody match. You just went into like a kind of a trance. You were just thinking about like horrendous gigs or something. No, so after he won, they asked him, so, "Oh, you've won King of the Ring. What does it mean?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to SummerSlam, but there's so many great characters here in WWE. Everybody loves Jey Uso. He's a great character." And
Oh no, he didn't say that, did he?
you're literally calling the rest. You're calling everyone fake.
Oh, that's so bad.
Like he doesn't know when he's talking to fans and when he's in a board meeting.
Listen, I've said this once, and I'll stick by it, right?
I bet you haven't said this once. I bet
Put
you
him
said it 8,000 times.
No, put him in the Stardust costume. Don't let him say anything. Boom, money.
8,000 times. Do you know what? Actually, though, at this stage, that would genuinely make money.
It always would have made money. I mean, it would have made money in AEW, would have made money in TNA, would have made money anywhere. I mean, that's where he is. That's his level. Cody Rhodes is not a top star. No matter how many people say it, no matter how many people want it to be true, because every time he's handed the ball, either he sabotages him, even when he has the book, he books himself into a corner that he could never get out of.
Or he could get out of if he just turned heel.
Exactly, that he can't get out of, right? So that's the AEW story. In every other company.
Do you remember it was 2 years ago we did our WCW arc?
Yes.
Or was it 10 minutes ago? It's hard to...
It's 2 years ago.
It was such a vortex that I thought we'd never get out. It actually got good towards the end.
Yes.
But the low point of the WCW arc was that whole thing with Goldberg.
Yeah.
Where, remember he came out and he did the match and then he was like, "Oh, I'm not laying down for you," or whatever. And I was like, you've gone past like kind of a insider baseball here, like peeking behind the curtain, and you've basically just insulted the fans. You've just said,
But see,
that's Mark. This whole thing's fake.
But see, that's the thing. But that's the thing, right?
It's what Cody's doing.
But that's what Cody Rhodes is. His fan base, the ones that aren't kids that don't know any better, that will just cheer for whoever they're told to cheer for. The Cody Rhodes fan base, the ones that you see walking through an airport with a Cody Rhodes t-shirt on as a grown man, which is really something. They're the kind of, I know about AEW. I know about okay, great, that's what they love, and that's what Cody Rhodes is. He is one of them. He's not a WWE star. He's, for all intents and purposes, he's an AEW guy. And once you put someone there who doesn't have Tony Khan, the only time I'm going to give Tony Khan any credit, Tony Khan has his own vision and he's doing it. But when you have someone who's just in the business for himself with that mindset away from Tony Khan, you get WCW isms around. And that's what's happening with those outbursts. They were great in AEW because the lads were like, here, stop. In WWE, no one's saying that to him because you don't have Vince McMahon going absolutely mental at him. And Triple H is busy because he does other things. He doesn't work those crazy schedules. So what's happening?
Because he's Triple H, God bless him. we stand Paul here because he's busy orchestrating the Punk Humiliation Tour, which has just filled my heart this week. The fact that he had to stand up and apologize.
Imagine how much
that's-
money he made, though, to be fair. So
I don't care. I literally don't care. There's a guy who made his whole career, his whole character about principle and having character and standing up for where you believe in and blah blah blah. And just the fact that he turned out to be just the littlest, tiniest, most fragile, egotistical diva that I knew he
Again,
was.
what part? But I will say, and you can go back and listen to the other shows, guys. This is why when he showed up in AEW, I would call him Walmart greeter Phil, because it wasn't real. It was none of it was real.
Dara's 100, and in fact, Dara is the only one who would say the fact that he got his arse kicked in UFC
Also,
made him less believable.
made him less believable. Like, look, I've been doing martial arts my entire life, right? You don't. That's why when people wear belts that they haven't earned, it's like if someone challenges you and you get beaten, you're never going to recover from that. Which is, And when he went into the UFC and did that, I was like, oh, this is gonna go real bad. Now, fair play, he has earned a blue belt, and that's not easy to get. Blah blah blah. But he should have done that first.
What?
In jiu-jitsu. He's a legitimate. Yeah. He should have done that first. So even when that happened, I was just like, that's done a lot of damage to his career. So look, for anyone who is coping with CM Punk, being a CM Punk fan, it's kind of like, what's a good sports analogy, Martin? I have a perfect one. It's like being a fan of the Irish football team, the Irish soccer team, right? It's terrible. You know they're bad. You know they're really bad. Not the women now, the men. The women are actually not too bad. The men, right? You know they're bad. You know the FAI are going to charge you a crazy amount of money for seats. And we're never going to qualify for anything. But there are some people that still trick themselves into believing that it will be different this time. And my advice would be, you know what you're getting. Or go watch hockey.
Give her a last Jack. Never say no.
I did. You're like,
Where's Republic of Ireland? Ireland, here we go. Oh no, we got
and
out on
it's like,
the-
who was it? Uganda or some team that we got beaten like 6-0 against. It was like,
no, did we?
yeah, no, we got there was some team that have never played before. I can't remember where it was, and it's the first time they were officially playing. It's like this season.
Some country that's never seen a sphere before.
Oh yeah, no, they were making a whole thing of. I honestly cannot remember what country it was, and we got beaten like 3-0. So that's
some team from Minecraft. They've never seen a sphere before. Somehow still beat us in soccer.
And that's kind of what the mindset is. People who are like, no, Ireland's going to do it. It's like, no, Ireland's never going to do it.
This is our year. We're going to win the World Cup.
Are we? No. And I think that's kind of the mindset that some people who are like, oh yeah, Punk's going to stand up for all my values. Like, no, he's working you. He likes to get paid. That's what he does, and you love him for it. Like, I'm a huge CM Punk fan, but you have to readjust how you see him. He's not the voice of the voices. He's a guy that likes to make money and watch hockey. It's awesome.
Dara, to be fair to Dara, has been saying this since the very start. And he's 100% right. Here, in terms of the rest of the show, nothing happened. All the matches were either. I don't think anything was bad. Nothing was
bad. Nothing was bad. It just was kind of like
nothing was really good either.
Yeah, as I said, like I think this was a tester. The goal of this show, right, in my opinion, and correct me if I'm wrong, Martin. It seems like this was to kind of get your build to SummerSlam, so we have a card because it's in like a month and they have no card, so should probably move on that. So that was what they did today, and then the other thing was to test Saudi Arabia, how they would feel if they don't try to dig up the corpse of Andre the Giant and just put on a normal show, where they're like, hey, look, we can't get the Undertaker out of retirement anymore. Will you be happy enough? And Shawn Michaels isn't going to do it. Will you be happy enough if we just give you a show? And I think that's what today was, because obviously, we're past that now. I have some.
Yeah.
So look, if you missed this show, you didn't go watch the clips. You didn't miss the show, right? You didn't. It is what it is. Just watch the clips on YouTube or whatever. But I do have to say that I want to finish this on a high note, Martin.
So do I. So you do your high note, then I'll do mine.
Sure. One of the best things to happen to me as a TNA fan happened this week. Abyss.
Abyss been put in the game.
Well, look, it was bittersweet. So Abyss is officially officially had announced his retirement because he works for WWE. He's a WWE agent, so obviously he's not wrestling anymore. And that was kind of
also he's probably like borderline crippled.
Yeah, I mean Abyss is one of my favorite wrestlers, but man, he wrestled a style that you don't stay on the shelf long. But at the same time, right? So that happened, and then immediately they put him in the game, and it is incredible. His full entrance, his music, and Janice is in the game. Dean Ambrose just missed out. So if you create John Moxley now and Edge, you can use Janice and recreate their moment. But it's so weird that they would go that deep to be like, Abyss, yeah, Janice. It's like, okay. And they actually call it Janice, which is incredible.
It must be because
incredible.
They don't care about TNA. He must personally be very highly thought of.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. Like I like all of the big things that happen in
like the guy gave his life to wrestling. He deserves like a really good
man. Like if you had
a position that he can be in until he retires.
But if you had like him, Jeremy Borash and Bobby Roode are like the main agents for all the stuff in WWE right now. But if you had told me that like I would be playing a WWE video game, because like when I would buy a WWE game, I just import all the TNA guys anyway. But now I don't have to because they're just there. The Guns, pretty much half the WWE roster, and now Abyss. But the fact that he walks out with his actual music is just so surreal to see. So that was one of the coolest moments ever for me. And yeah, fair play to Abyss. He will be in the TNA Hall of Fame soon, I'd say. So we'll have to cover more Abyss stuff.
As TNA becomes more and more kind of subsumed by WWE, I mean, you can see him being in the, if it's not called the WWE Hall of Fame, if it's just like a general Hall of Fame, like you can see him being in that. They've put guys in it before. No, but hold on. They've put people in the WWE Hall of Fame before who had little or nothing to do with WWE.
That's a fair point too, yeah.
Their presence was mainly WCW or maybe not so much ECW, but definitely WCW.
Yeah, I mean, it's just he's one of those guys that didn't even go to WWE as Abyss. He went as Chris Park. So
yeah,
he like if he was brought in, he would be one of the first, you know. But yeah, I think that it would
be a very clear acknowledgement that the Fed basically owns TNA now.
Well, look, I mean, I don't know. I just think it's surreal and cool because it was sad that the only real impact. Didn't even mean to do that. The only real impact that TNA had in the video game sphere was a game that was a janky mess, and it's like, Abyss deserved better than that, you know. So yeah, if you guys own 2K25, which I did a review of on this channel, check that out as well. Abyss is now in it, so that's my highlight of the week.
Well, also to end on a positive note, my highlight of the week is that for the past month I have been trekking across the Portuguese coast and up the Galician hills, and I haven't had a TV or a phone or a laptop or nothing. And now that Saudi Arabian dredge is over, I get to sit down and catch up on 4 weeks of Dynamite. So we're all living good.
Some people would say that's, you know.
Those Those
but-
people would be reprobates.
Yeah, but some people would say that's what happens at black sites. You know, they put a bag over your head and they dip you in the water and they're like, "Oh, Dynamite, Tony Khan promo," and you're like, "Oh, but hey, it's." But no, for real.
That's why they'd never break me. I'd be like,
No, I know what to do. I'd be like, break out the Cody Rhodes. Oh wait, no, that'd probably work for me. I'd be like, break out a random Raw and just actually
just go, you just shout out adrenaline, and everyone turns around, and then you make your break. Run for your life.
yeah, because his team music is the only thing that's over. But no, so SmackDown now is 2 hours as well, so the show actually might be a lot more watchable. So we'll wait and see. I do have to say as well.
How long? How is that not an absolute admission that it's terrible?
3 hours. Listen,
Hey,
listen.
good news, guys. There's less of it.
No, but 3 hours. Like, here's the thing, right? People do not learn from history for some reason. When Raw went 3 hours, everyone was like, look, when Nitro was 3 hours, it was really bad. Don't do that. And then it was. And now they're like, oh, SmackDown 3 hours. Like, no, don't. It's too much. And the only way you really do that, and again, I will maintain this, Nitro tried to do it, but I think Hulk Hogan got in the way. You have no, literally, he was just like, that doesn't work for me, brother, and it just didn't happen. So you have the first hour be something different. So it's like, if you have luchadors, the first hour is luchadors, and then your 2 hours is your show. If your first hour, Raw Underground was a cool concept that Vince killed, that would have been great.
It actually was.
You know, it's you have
Genuinely, like,
you can't just have 3 hours of people sitting there. It's too much. Like,
but hey, listen, who are we? Who are we sitting here to criticize Hulk Hogan? Hulk Hogan's Real American Freestyle Wrestling has sold over 200 tickets.
I thought you were going to say Hulk Hogan's in a coma, which
Hulk Hogan. No, apparently that was a rumor.
is that a rumor? It keeps jumping back between a rumor and not.
His him and Eric Bischoff, you know, the Real American
Yes,
Freestyle.
yeah, it's not doing well. It's not doing well.
They've got their inaugural event in a beautiful 13,000 seater arena, and they've sold over more than 200 tickets. So who's the real fool here, Dara?
Well,
Bet you feel stupid.
I can't even tell him that because he has me blocked on Twitter still.
So, like, and again, I know these aren't the same things, but I am a Shanachie. I do like traditional Irish storytelling and stuff like that. And I have an event coming up in about 2 weeks in Mullaban, a beautiful part of South Armagh, in a gorgeous venue called T. Cullen. I have sold more tickets than Real American Freestyle Wrestling.
Just pulled this up here from K's side. They've essentially sold no tickets.
The 200 tickets have been returned.
Sorry, wait. We are journalists here, so I need to correct you. I'm sorry, Martin, I didn't correct you. What was the number you said? 200 tickets?
I said over 200.
So it's 380 tickets have been distributed. Not sold, distributed. So it could be 280 sold, but we don't know.
I bet you if me and you were to pull out an abacus, we would find that 380 is over 200.
That's true. I'm trying to be accurate. Oh my god, I kind of want. I kind of want to go to this. Where is it?
Oh, one thing. Comment I'd seen on Twitter.
It's in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Okay.
One comment I'd seen on Twitter made me really want to go. This one guy apparently they have it locked where you can buy your seats, and one guy had out that you should buy a ticket for the furthest possible seat, like way in the big, and just like scream abuse for like way back.
Because it would be so quiet because there's so few people there that they'd 100% hear it. Oh,
Exactly.
that's too funny.
I thought that was hilarious.
Okay, man, that's a good win. But here's the thing, folks. For anyone who is checking us out, thank you so much. We do really appreciate it. Next week we're going to go back into the time machine again, Martin, and we're going to look at our favorite promotion, our favorite promotion, Our favorite promotion in the whole world. Oh no, our favorite promotion ever in the history of wrestling.
Yeah, more than AEW.
More than
Than ECW, yeah.
more than anything.
Oh, here
Except
we go.
except TNA, because obviously, you know, nothing tops that. But
No,
other than that, a close second for me, right? A close second for me.
This is the TNA of TNA.
Well, technically, here's the thing. This is kind of like the origin, the primordial soup of TNA. We're going
Exactly.
back to WWA.
Oh, baby.
I can't wait. And look, to put it into perspective, folks, right? Double J is in the main event.
Fine. Why wouldn't he be? In what universe is there a WWE event where he isn't?
And he's in the main event with the Road Dogg. So,
Oh, the Road Dogg. Anyone who doesn't know, came within 3 seconds of winning the WWF World Title.
just 3 seconds, went 1-on-1
3
with The Rock.
seconds, folks. 3 seconds. I have on my travels, I got a bit of a taste for Moscow mules. I don't know if you ever had a Moscow mule.
I have not.
It's a gorgeous, it's a really gorgeous cocktail. And I'm going to get up now when this finishes, and I'm going to make myself another Moscow mule. I'm going to have to walk to the kitchen to do that. And that is in how little time the Road Dogg has won the world title.
From The Rock.
That's how close he came. From not just from The Rock at the peak of his rockness.
From the People's Champion. None of this.
The Road
Rocky Maivia.
Yeah. No. He didn't come within 3 seconds of beating Rocky Maivia. I mean, like there's an angry seagull on my that has nested in my chimney. Like, it could come within 3 seconds of beating Rock and Maivia. No, the Road Dogg came within 3 seconds of beating peak Rock.
Exactly. So, Martin, before we finish up, is there anything you want to plug?
Yeah. I normally when you ask that, I try to do some altruistic stuff, but no, I think I'm going to be selfish. The 18th of July. This is June, isn't it?
Still June.
Yeah. Friday, the 18th of July, I'm going to be doing my storytelling show, Shanachie Nation, and it's going to be in Cullen, Mullaban, South Armagh. Come along.
There you go. Where can people buy tickets?
You can't. We did an Eventbrite thing before, and it was supposed to happen a couple of months ago, and then unfortunately there was a terrible loss and a funeral in the area, and they were like, "Hey, maybe don't do your big funny man show while everybody's grieving."
Okay, that's fair.
So it was called off.
It's like that bit from The Simpsons, you know, where Homer's doing it and then the dog dies. So like, who's ready
Exactly.
to yeah,
The venue we were supposed to be doing it in Cullen, which is a phenomenal venue. It was like the person who died worked there, but not only worked there, was like on the board and all that. And they were like, and the day after, they were going to have like his post funeral, like kind of remembrance ceremony there.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, Emmy, the night before, we don't need you hopping around to be in the funny mass. You know,
Literally, that bit from The Simpsons is all that's in my head now, man.
it's literally that's what it is. Though. Literally. So enough time has passed, and it's back on June 18th. If you're within 100 miles of South Armagh, on up to Shanachie Nation in Cullen, it's going to be great crack. Fingers crossed, nobody else dies in the interim period.
Go check it out, folks. We'll be back next week. We're going to try do these live shows again, but please do subscribe to the channel. That helps us out a lot. And we're going to cover more Wrestling Rewind along with more recent stuff as well. So we will see you next time here on the Wrestling Rewind. Bye, guys.
Hey, Barlett.
Thank you for listening to a Nerd to Know Media production.